fix it as soon as we go live.
Yeah, hurry up and fix it.
Huh?
Go ahead and fix it.
I'm going to fix it.
All right, fix it now before you get a bunch
I'm waiting for it to start everything to be streaming first.
You'll do what everybody tells you to do.
No, I won't. All right, now let's go to Twitch.
Yeah.
Let's go Twitch.
Go there and fix it. Fix it. Fix it now.
I am. I'm fixing it right now.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Fixing it right now, Grant. Talk shows and podcasts. How about that?
Sure.
Gaming tag. No, not the first sentence. Gaming podcast.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen with you.
Podcast. Why are you sharing your screen?
Because I want to show you this picture. Have you seen this picture? I need you to tell me what you think about this picture.
What about it?
I'm gonna show you. Hold on.
What about it? Hold on. Let me get out of that. What picture is this? Is this a real person?
That's a real person at the game. That's really his hair.
That's not edited at all.
That's not edited. His hair really looks...
No way.
I swear.
Is that his hair for real?
That's his hair. I swear.
That has to be Photoshopped.
That's not fake, dude. I swear it's going around all over. I swear it's not.
That has to be Photoshopped.
No, it's not. They said that's a Texas...
Ain't no damn way.
They said that's a Texas Super Saiyan.
A Texas Super Saiyan?
My man got a bouffant.
Oh my gosh.
He's got the Golden Girls haircut.
All right, let's close this.
I don't want to be a bully. I'm just saying it's. But here's the thing: people, because I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, you don't bully him because he." My thing is, you don't wear that hair and not want to be noticed. Like nobody wears that hair on purpose.
Yeah. Grant. Let me close this shit.
I mean, had a bouffant.
A bouffant. All right, let me check YouTube real quick. YouTube. Manage videos. And you said the penguin was good, right?
It was real good. Hey, you know what you should do? You should get you some just for men's, but like make it ultra dark where it's like where you can tell that you colored your beard. But like where it's like I'm talking about I'm talking about like Steven Seagal's hair, like that kind of black.
No, dude, I'm not coloring my beard.
Dude, that would be
stupid.
That would be hilarious.
Color the beard. I can understand like a more natural color for your age.
Yeah, but no, that'd be hilarious, dude. If you showed up and that bitch was just
shiny black,
just like shoe polish black. And then you try to play it off like nobody would notice.
Yeah. Dude, I've been killing some of the tournament. You've been liking the game, huh?
I love it, dude.
Yeah, it's
level 23.
Awesome game. I'm working on some different builds.
Are you making another character? You just go. You don't really have to.
You don't have to.
That's pretty cool.
Just switch weapons and level them up. And once you get higher level enemies, they're really easy to level up. You can get level 20 in no time for each weapon.
Yeah, no, I like it, dude. I gotta get my mount.
You got the expansion, right?
I guess they gave me the quest.
They gave you the quest for the mount?
Yeah.
Oh, then you did it. Did you buy like the deluxe edition?
The addiction. What did you call it?
The edition.
No,
deluxe
I bought
edition.
I bought whatever the one they're selling. That's what I was buying.
Oh, let me retweet this. You know me.
So this is like an 8K camera, I think.
No, it's not. It's like a fucking 200p camera.
No, it's better than it going out. So I think it was my camera's the problem. So I gotta buy a new camera now.
Talking video games and the latest gaming news.
It does look like I'm filming through a potato.
It looks like you're in like a 70s porn.
I don't have the mustache for it.
What's that?
I don't have the mustache for it.
No, you don't.
They do call me a modern day John Holmes. I've been.
What?
What? What?
No, they don't.
What?
All right, so we got everything lined up. We're going to talk some news, some Ubisoft, some Mass Effect news, and some pretty good stuff. I'm going to talk SpaceX too, man. They've been flying under the radar, but have you seen the shit they've been doing?
I saw the thing where they like flew it back into and it called it or whatever, the terminal.
I mean, they're doing all types of crap. Like every day they're doing something.
Besides like the robot, the Optimus and all that.
We're going to be on Mars sooner rather than later. The way everything's moving right
You're going to buy an Optimus, aren't you?
What?
You're going to buy an Optimus, aren't you?
An Optimus?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Like the robot?
What?
Have you not seen it?
No. What are you talking about?
Motherfucker, this was like 2 weeks ago. It's a fucking real robot. It's called Optimus. It's Elon Musk's robot. Okay, well, stay right here. We have a
pull it up real quick.
God, I can't believe you haven't seen it. Like they had like a video of like motherfucker was bartending and dancing and talking.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is this a SpaceX thing or one of the other Elon Musk's company?
This is Tesla.
Tesla. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, that dude's like, he's got all types of companies. All his companies are doing well. Should have gotten Tesla's stock a while back.
All right, let's see. So I can find the one where it was.
Oh, you can't find it.
No, I can find it.
It takes forever.
No, it's all
hey,
here.
Well,
here it is, right here. It is. No, it's
really?
right here.
All right, well, put it on. Share it.
Okay.
Share it, bud.
Well, I don't know what he's doing.
You want me to fucking teach you how to fucking click and share?
I'm trying to find the right video. Here he is, right here. He's talking to it.
All right, you gonna share it?
Hey, why don't you shut your face?
No, it's gonna be blurry as fuck, ain't it? All right, let's see.
From where you were born in Silicon Valley.
Wonderful. Where do you live in San Jose? Do you live in Mountain Valley? Or
That's not a dude inside a costume?
No, it's a fucking robot.
Los Gatos. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Very nice area.
Where do you live?
Beautiful hiking I hear out there.
There is. Where do you live?
They said they can babysit your kids, mow the grass, do the dishes.
I want to see you walk.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Does it walk in this video?
Yeah. If not, I'll find you another one.
Wonderful group of people.
What's the hardest thing about being a robot?
Trying to learn how to be as human as you guys are.
No damn way.
That guy's laughing. He knew that joke wasn't funny. He was laughing.
Yeah, it wasn't fucking funny.
He was like, ha 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 ha.
Awesome. Nice to meet you.
So this is a Tesla robot?
Yeah. Here's the thing. He had to laugh at that joke because he was afraid that robot was going to turn and fucking take his head off.
That's insane.
Hold on, I'm gonna show you something.
Like,
here's one.
Oh God!
I got the chocolate and I have to your study. All right. How about
here?
I got you, boss. Here you go, sir.
I gave him a cookie. Hold on, I'm trying to find that. There he is walking.
Oh, there! Look at that. Damn.
That's sped up.
Is that the most advanced robot out right now?
Now here they made like a car and a taxi.
I know China did some stuff, but that looks you can't trust China and that shit, man.
No. Oh, here it is. That was 2 years ago. This is the one he
like the internal stuff.
Yeah, that's what he did 2 years ago. But here's his new car. It's a taxi. It drives itself. It completely drives itself, right? So you can like go to work and this thing can make money for you as an Uber because it's completely 100% automated. Here he is.
That's insane.
To the right.
To the right. To your left. To your left.
There you go, man. 2 Chainz, how you doing?
He's rapper 2 Chainz.
Hey, buddy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What's your name?
I'm Optimus.
Okay. My name is Tony.
Tony?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Tony.
Nice to meet you too, buddy. Hey, can you
Awesome.
can you play basketball? Can you shoot like jump shots?
Maybe one day.
I'll teach
Can
you.
you?
I'll teach you.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank
man.
you, Tony.
Thank you, brother.
I love how he gave it a nerd voice,
All right, man. You like Balenciaga?
so it's not
I got an outfit
intimidating.
for you.
Really?
Yeah, I got an outfit for you.
What if it had like a deep
Awesome, that's
Optimus
cool.
Prime voice or some shit? That'd
You
be
know what?
fucked up.
So here's the thing. Let's just talk about what's going to happen with this. You know, somebody's going to get hold of this thing, and they're going to they're going to goon the fuck out of it. Like this is going to be, they're going to have it talking like their favorite porn star.
Oh yeah,
You already know, like they're going to
All
have it talking like Sydney Sweeney or whatever. Like they're going to have this.
oh that's down the road.
Yeah, I know.
They're gonna add stuff to it. Yeah.
Somebody's already going to try to get Tony. Somebody's. I go ahead and tell you. You're going to hear a story. I'm going to go on record and say this now. Somebody's going to try to get that thing to give him a hand job. I'm just telling you. You already know that's going to happen.
You know, some goon's gonna do that shit.
You cannot give gooners any type of fucking automated equipment.
Yeah. All right, Grant, you ready to start, buddy?
Let's do it, man.
All right, we're going kicking off the intro.
All right.
All right. You good? You ain't gonna breathe hard?
I don't know.
All right, starting now.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Grant Rowland here with the DMG Gaming Podcast, and as always, I'm joined by the guy who has the Mass Effect board game, my boy, Ed Phillips. What up, my boy?
Man. Yeah, I gotta play. I like Mass Effect board games.
I bet you do.
Yep. We'll talk about that later. All right, Grant, how you been, man?
Good, man. Now I thought I could have swore you knew about Optimus. Like I can't believe they also have a big tank thing. It's like
I've probably seen it, but I didn't pay much attention to it.
So they also have a 20-person bus. It holds 20 people.
Tesla does.
Yeah. It's automated. So you can like pull up at the club with like a clown car. It's like people just keep hopping out.
I mean, like, that's insane. Like, these are the companies that you want to like back and, you know, however you can get them to produce more stuff. I mean, these are American companies too, so.
You know, one day I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Optimus, what are you doing?" "I'm here to kill you." It's gonna be
All right.
I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I don't know if I can get an Optimus. I'm gonna have to let it go on a 1-year trial run, make sure nobody dies, make sure it doesn't kill nobody.
Yeah. All right, Grant, first piece of news.
What's
And
up,
guess what we got today also? We got a Final Fantasy tier list.
My Final Fantasy tier list.
We're going to rank the Final Fantasy games via tier maker or whatever it is online. And
why'd you look at it like you didn't know the name of it? Like you
what?
you got like your tier maker.
Well, what is it called? Tier maker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, tier maker. We're going to rank all the Final Fantasy games.
You said that 3 times already.
Yeah.
So are we ranking the Final Fantasy games?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
But let's get to the first piece of news, Grant.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So Ubisoft.
Dude, my camera is bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's
all right,
horrible.
guys. So what happened is my other camera's going out, so I've had to revert back to my 780p.
This is your
camera.
laptop camera, right? Or
yes.
is it different?
No, this is the first camera that I had. It looks like a. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, good God.
Okay. Grant. Guess what?
What's up?
Assassin's Creed Shadows, Ubisoft.
Ooh.
They have pretty much, they already had the delay, right?
They probably waved the white flag. It's coming. It's here it is.
Well, they, they had the delay of Assassin's Creed Shadows to February.
Some people do that. Yeah. Normal. It's normal.
But now the collector's edition, if you buy that, you won't be getting early access to the game.
Oh, no. Why?
There's no more early access.
Why?
Well, they really didn't say, Grant.
You know what that means? It means our game sucks.
Also, the price of the collector's edition is dropping from $280 to $230. I'm assuming because of the early access removal. Usually in those early accesses, you can get it like 72 hours prior. You can play the game before it actually releases. I'm not sure what their timeline was, but it's no longer available.
You know why they did that, right?
Why?
Because here's the thing: is people going to find out really quickly within that the access or whatever, the early access, that it sucks, and they won't be there 3 days later when the game actually releases to everybody else. So they'll lose all their early access people.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be a.
They're going to do everything they can to make their numbers as good as possible. Like they'll cut everything out that they can to have that thrust of numbers.
Additionally, there's talk of adding a co-op mode to Assassin's Creed Shadows, where I guess presumably the two players can fight side by side as the game's two protagonists, Naue and Yasuke. But given the delay and everything else, all the shit news that Ubisoft has revolved around to include stock prices tanking, then going up, tanking, going up.
Two employees going on strike.
Employee stuff. I mean, I don't know what state they're in, brother. I do not know.
At some point, you can no longer call yourself a company. Like you're just kind of just there.
And the possibility of them getting bought out is still out there. You know what I mean? Someone buying them. That is still out there. But also this co-op feature might, after all this stuff that came along, this probably not going to be ready by launch, honestly. I mean, I just don't see a lot of this stuff being ready. The game's probably going to already be... I get they delayed it to fix some things, but I still don't think it's going to be ready by launch.
You know, the good thing about this, though, I mean, not the good thing about it, but the employees are still getting paid after all this garbage. That they're still getting paid.
Ubisoft needs to cut their fucking.
They need to
make cuts.
They need to do it now.
They need to make solid, legit, responsible cuts in their company and reduce their staff.
Yes. So they're bleeding out of the carotid artery, and there's no tourniquet in sight.
And they need leadership. They need to get complete new leadership in there. I mean, they have to. After all this blunder, if people are still the heads of these divisions, and they got Ubisoft Quebec, they got all those things. After all this has happened, has any of their leaders been fired?
No, they're probably all doing mushrooms in Bora Bora. Not even know what's going on.
So that's the thing, though. I mean, why haven't they made any changes, like major shifts in not only employee cuts? I'm sorry, people are going to have to lose their jobs, but I mean, they have to. Unless they get bought out, but I mean, they're still going to get cuts then. I mean, it depends what company buys them out. I mean, they're going to see cuts then too. But if they're not going to get bought out and they're going to stay who they are, their own company, then they need to make cuts and they need to make leadership changes.
Well, the thing about it it gets to a point
ASAP.
to where, here's the thing is, it gets to a point to where they're no longer doing what's right for their stock owners. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there has to get. I mean, it's illegal to do stuff that's hurting your stockholders. Like if you're doing stuff that hurts your stockholders, you can't. That's illegal.
Yep. Okay. Where is this thing at? Let's see. Where is this at? Oh, here we go. Oh, not only along with this other news, the Prince of Persia. You know that the Lost Crown, their team has disbanded after the platform failed to meet expectations.
Another Ubisoft game that failed to meet expectations.
I mean, they have a failure after failure. Star Wars. I mean, I don't know what they're doing with Outlaws.
Star Wars Outlaws has dropped by 99%.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're doing with it. Like they said they were coming out with a big update to it. I don't know where that's at, or if they've already done it and it didn't get a reception at all. Prince of Persia. I mean, they got their hands on all types of stuff, like the Division.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I mean, they're ever going to have a Division 3? I don't know. I actually like the Division games. I mean, they're Ubisoft's the publisher on that, but the Division games were fun.
So, and Lirith is right. They know why. They're just not being honest about it. And the thing about it is they don't want to admit defeat. Because here's the thing is they've gotten to the point to where, they don't want to admit that people like Grums and all these other people are correct. You see what I mean? Because then they're going to look at it as they won. You know what I mean?
They're afraid to kind of admit, like you said, admit defeat to these people.
Yeah,
like the people that have been on their
have
asses
been
the entire
telling
time.
the truth. It hasn't even. Here's the thing: is they haven't even. It's not even like
even
fake criticism.
Yeah,
it's
if it's like you got to take some of it account. Like if I'm leading a company and everything has been failing, everything has been dropping off, like everything has been plummeting. Game after game has pretty much not been met expectations, right? There has to be a change, and there has to be major shifts. There has to be different leadership, replace people. You got to make those changes.
There's not a company in this world who wouldn't have already done this.
Yeah. They are catering to DEI.
Yeah.
Lirith, you're exactly right. They are catering to DEI. We talk about it quite a bit, and they're not the only company that's been doing it or actually started doing it too. You have a lot of major companies doing this, and it always fails because they're bloating their staff. They're wasting resources on stuff they don't need. They don't need DEI for real diversity. You don't need it. If you just do it based off merit, have a good, solid foundation when it comes to hiring people, you're going to have diversity naturally, like we talk about almost every other podcast.
Yeah.
DEI is it's a waste of money. And
if you just hire people,
the problem is so much money is billions of dollar industry right now. It's become. And not only that, but you have governments and like your ESG scores and all this other stuff factored into it, that they're pushing this DEI crap. And what DEI brings, what we all know what it brings when it comes to first creating a DEI staff to hire people, that staff, you know who that brings. It brings political activists, people that think fucking hive-minded. You know, they can't get outside the box. And then who do they want to hire for the company? The same people that think like them.
Correct.
So you don't get a diversity of thought. You might get diversity of color, race, religion, whatever, but you're never going to get diversity of thought because everyone's going to fucking think the same. And that's why all these ideas, these character designs, all this stuff has been racking up and all these games have been failing because I've been going with these bland character designs that represent nobody besides your far, hard, left, woke-minded people that think that everybody wants this type of character design when they don't.
Yeah.
They can't create attractive characters or characters that appeal to people, badass characters. That's what gamers want. They want, to first escape and then have access, in these games for great stories, characters that appeal to them.
Correct.
And they think they know what's right, and they never do.
Yeah, you have to keep all that stuff out of gaming. You have to, and like. You have to keep politics out of gaming on both sides. It doesn't matter. And the thing about it is because, for example, somebody was talking about. I think they're talking about Pokimane and Valkyrie having Bernie Sanders on like a stream. First of all, Bernie Sanders streaming is. I mean, come on. But I mean, no, nobody. And they're like, they're facing a bunch of backlash. But let's just say it was Trump, for example. Like, no, you don't need to bring that into the gaming world because this is the only place where you can be free of all that. No matter what you think. No matter what you think. No matter where you on the aisle.
You can't bring him into it, but it's like let's say you do have a game developer who is a conservative / Trump supporter, and let's say he's open about it. This dude will get fucking witch hunt.
Exactly.
And everything else you can come with it because people, they cannot separate their fucking politics from like just daily activities on an average day. They can't separate it.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right, the state tax and grants. Yeah. I mean, all this ESG crap, DEI, all this stuff plays into fucking, it's not good. And it's not good for the industry because it's bloating staffs and this game companies are wasting resources on stuff they don't need.
I got an idea. We should get some of that grant. We should start a gaming company and get some of that grant money.
Yeah. Make it like something like Dustborn and call it something else.
But no, like we'll tell them that it's for DEI, but we'll use it for other things.
Yeah.
But what are you doing with the Lamborghini outside your house? When you own a game studio, you got to have a nice car, right?
Yeah. All right. But yeah, Ubisoft always in the news. Always in the news. All right, Grant. Ready for the next subject, buddy? Let's do it. Let me pull up this screenshot, buddy. All right. I don't want that. There we go. Grant, guess what, bud?
That looks like a new Dungeon Master's Guide. It's not like
All
the
right,
one I'm
so
used to.
D&D, they've introduced new things to the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Surely it's helpful and it's good stuff for the game.
Well, 2 core tools they've introduced for player safety.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Which we all know what that is. It's basically, for coddling certain people and to create a safe space within a imagination game. I just don't understand it. But they've introduced things like you can actually, like, if certain things that the dungeon master can identify up front, that he has to identify, like, what the story is going to be about and what might trigger people. He has to identify that up front.
No, fuck this. Let me tell you something. Okay.
Grant, it gets worse.
Oh, God.
It gets worse. No, go ahead. Go ahead, buddy.
So you have to basically disclose any type of triggering thing. Well, first of all, I'm not playing D&D with anybody unless I know them. That's off rip. Oh God, D&D's new gun. 8.
All right, so we'll get to this, but keep going.
Okay, so you're basically saying you have to disclose any type of triggering things for your campaign. Is that basically what you're saying?
Yes. Yep.
And what if you don't? Like so what's the penalty? So what if I lie to you and what's the penalty if I don't?
Well, they have a hand signal now. Like during the campaign, if something is triggering you, you can just do this. You can do the I'm a fucking soft little piece of shit nerd signal.
No, that's the signal for I'm a fucking pussy. What is this?
Because now they have to, like, if people are in the group, all right, and they are now these people that want to just play the game, they don't care, they just want fantasy, right? The purpose of D&D, to get in a group and go on a quest and escape, right?
Hold on. Let me back up real quick. So what is this for?
Nope.
What is this for? Well, let me just say this, because don't you, when you play D&D, you're playing with people that you already know.
Yeah, most of the time. Or you can meet up with groups, I guess, out. They have group things you can meet up for and play with people in your local area. I'm sure they have stuff like that.
So what's the penalty? Let's just say I lie to you. Let's just say I just say, oh yeah, it's going to be about this, and next thing you know, people are getting their heads cut off and titties chopped off. I know, but what's to say if I don't give a fuck about that signal and I keep going? What happens to me? That's what I'm saying. What's the penalty? I
don't know, Grant. You just get blacklisted as a dungeon master.
Do they have to roll some dice at me to make me, do I get banned? Like, roll a 18?
No, if you're a dungeon master now, you have to abide by this new.
You know what's going to be funny?
Dungeon guide.
Here's the thing: is they're going to have it to the point to where you have to get a certification to be a dungeon master. Like, you're going to have to take a course.
The issue is that you're playing again to a small, tiny fraction minority, and then this one person that you might be in a group of 10 going on an adventure. This one person that's this little soft little shit that can't take real world stuff. It probably doesn't need to play D&D anyway, if that's the case. But if you can't do that, then your whole gaming experience is ruined by this one little shit.
Yes.
That shows up the X.
Fuck that.
When he gets triggered.
Fuck that.
In a fantasy world.
Fuck that. I go ahead and tell you, I'm going to be the dungeon master that fucking kills that motherfucker. Like 7 golems have now walked in.
Yes, Lilith. You are correct. That is correct. You have these woke safety tools.
Nope.
In D&D.
Nope. This is going to be me. All of a sudden, in the mist, I'm gonna corner this guy in a room, and I'm like, all of a sudden, in the mist, a gold worm comes out of nowhere. Ancient gold worm comes out of nowhere and attacks you over and over and over, and you're dead. Your character's dead. Bye. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Take your little fucking signal out with you.
Yeah.
But you're being a bully. No, these are the people who need to be bullied. Like, these people need. Like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Or Illithid rises up, and it's named Trump.
That's everybody, they'd fucking fall out. They'd fucking
have a heart attack right there.
Oh my God.
All right. But on to the next thing is part of this. So they're taking this. This is actually they took this from other like similar things to Dungeons and Dragons, mostly like I guess sex escapism, like I guess make believe stuff and other dungeon games. But this has existed, like safe words and stuff like that in these other games. These have existed before, and I guess they didn't give them due credit or something like that. It's not really. I don't see this as being major news or anything like that. But these safety tools in other games have existed, and I mean, it's just kind of like, what is going on? Like, why we've gotten to the point in our Western little soft society that even in sci-fi that we have to have safe spaces and safety tools for people
is the creator of
not
D&D
get triggered.
Is he still alive?
What's that?
Is the creator of D&D, is he still alive?
I don't know.
I would love to hear, if he was, to hear what he has to say about this and how they have taken his creation and they've turned it into to this.
I could see a lot of dungeon masters not wanting to execute this guide.
They're not going to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for the new stuff. I mean, I don't know. Or, you know, if I was a dungeon master and I had this new stuff, I mean, it also has like, you know, orcs baking cakes and dwarves fucking making pastries. Like, you know, dwarves are known for making pastries. They have pictures of shit like that on their fucking dungeon.
The reason
they made it really fucking not fantasy, like high fantasy. They completely eliminated and made it into like a little fucking fairy tale dungeon man, and that's not what Dungeons and Dragons is.
To be a really good dungeon master, you have to be a really creative person. Also, a lot of dungeon masters are assholes. Like, you know what I mean? Like they don't.
Well, you have to be because you can't play friends with anybody. Exactly. No one in the room is your friend.
That's incredible, man. Like
a lot of people, like a lot of groups, like D&D groups, they will hire. They actually will grab outside dungeon masters that they do not know to do their games.
I would like to see this in action. I would like to see this. Like, I would like to go undercover into a place and just sit there and just watch and see if this actually happens and see.
You don't see that a lot.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous, man.
You know, my daughter plays a D&D in her school. It's part of it's a club.
Well, that's cool.
And they talk about this. Like, they don't like the new stuff. Like, what they're introducing to them.
Or is it kind of like the Hellfire's
her
Club
group
type
is
deal?
very anti, like, adding all this other new age, like, mixed with our current world kind of crap into a fantasy world. They hate that shit.
That's pretty cool.
They do a club. They have D&D clubs at school.
So that's pretty cool. So is it kind of like the Hellfire Club from Stranger Things type deal, like that?
Something like that, but it's at school. They do it at school on school.
Okay, so this is like
it's an actual
accredited club. Like,
well, I don't know if it's accredited, but it's at school, and they do this at their school.
That's still pretty cool, though.
Yeah, and it's considered a club at school.
You know, it's cool how that. You know, here's the thing. You remember. It's cool how that's accepted now, and everybody thinks it's cool because I think it's cool. But you know, when me and you were in high school, we would have got no women.
Magic the Gathering or something.
We would have got no women in high school.
Nope. That's cool nowadays, though.
Man, we were just born in the wrong time.
Yep. But yeah, dude, it's like you know, it's just like another IP infested with. We have to have our deisms, like our social, ideological, political. We have to have our real world stuff in these fantasy worlds.
Yeah.
And it takes a certain individual, the same people you want to see in these DEI fucking hiring positions, that think like this. Yeah. Like their take on the world is right.
Yeah.
And so since it's right and since it is, and there's nothing else besides that, we are going to also add it into an IP, a game. And that's why you see Warhammer kind of getting, you know, when they came out with the female custodies, I've already explained why there cannot be a female custodies per Warhammer's own lore and their rules about lore when people write books and create stuff off of Warhammer 40K. Why they basically dismiss their own rules to introduce a female custodies.
Yeah.
In the 40K universe. But we already went through a podcast. You can check on the podcast prior.
Podcast.
Podcast. A couple.
Podcast.
Podcast.
You
sound like I'm from Boston. But yeah, like it's another IP trying to get infected with this crap. And they're not stopping. They're trying to go after all the IPs and add this shit into it. That is they got popular, but since they're a popular IP now and it's already established, we're gonna add our shit into it.
They're
our
going to change
woke, stupid shit.
It'll no longer be Wizards of the Coast because Wizards is male, so it'll have to be gender neutral.
Oh, magic users
of the coast
can't use sorcerers. Or I guess you could use because a sorceress and a sorcerer, you can't do that.
Yeah. Conjurers of the coast. That's what it'd be called. And if they take that, I'm taking this and I'm suing them because it was trademarked here.
But yeah, dude, just another, our dayisms into a fantasy IP.
I want to see how I would like to know. I would like to come back to this in a couple months and see how this is working out.
I don't know.
Like I might actually delve into YouTube and see if there's any videos of this. If I swear to God, if I see that, I don't care. I'm bullying. Don't care.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Next piece of news. All right, let's talk about this. Here's another board game, I guess you could say. Let's talk about this Mass Effect board game coming out.
The one you just bought.
Yeah, one I did not buy. All right, let's pull this up. Mass Effect, the board game. All right, so they decided to create Mass Effect, the board game, and what do you think? All right, so Mass Effect before this, you say what you want about it, but what do you think they did to this board game? Being it came out in 2024.
I like that very.
Mass Effects came out like 10 years ago. Besides, I guess you can say Andromeda, but we're not counting that. We're talking about 1 through 3, Mass Effect 1 through 3, which were phenomenal games.
Like, here's the thing. Let's just start with this right here. They probably had a chance to get a bunch of descriptions and quotes for this. And the only one that they decided to put on the cover was a very compelling experience.
Yeah, compelling. It's kind of like, how can we make this look good?
So my point is, if that's the best that you have, then that means that it's shit.
Well, Grant, the creator and one of the developers of this board game, what do you think?
They look like?
Think he's let's talk about how normal he is.
Okay.
Eric Lang.
Oh God, look at his hair.
All right, so people were talking about the pronouns that were added because they weren't part of the Mass Effect world before 1 through 3. There was no pronouns, but now there's pronouns in the game because we have to, right? We have to add New World shit, our world crap, into these games. We have to. We have to have pronouns because it makes 1% of the population on fucking X feel fucking happy, right? Oh, they're happy now because they can select pronouns. They're in their little safe space. Anyway, so this guy went after people, called them man babies. Basically, incels, bigots, racists. That's pretty much what he means when he says man
You can't look like that and throw insults. I'm sorry. You can't. Yeah. You just can't. You can't look like the guy.
So this game got a shit ton of 1-star reviews. This board game. Mm-hmm. It got a lot. And then they fixed it and they were able to take off like 100 of the 1-star reviews.
Uh-oh.
And this guy thinks that people don't like the game just because of the pronouns. No. All right. People don't like the game because it's a fantasy universe that didn't have pronouns before during your characters. On this board game, you have character sheets. In Mass Effect 1 through 3, you had character selection. You didn't have pronouns then, but now you have pronouns for the character sheet selection in the board game. Why add them? Why do you need pronouns in games?
Correct.
But pronouns is just a thing. It came up big time, I'd say about 8 years ago. And you know why?
Yeah.
It came big time, big push in pronouns people started using on social media about 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it just got worse after that. People had to know who they identify. Listen, if you look like something and I think you're something that you're not, my bad.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to call you. If you are a girl and you are an actual girl, you look like a girl, you're an actual girl, and you identify as a he, him, I'm not going to address you as Mr. or Mrs. Yeah. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to.
Now, here's the thing.
What you want does not apply to how I say things.
Correct.
My personal opinion.
Now, I'm on the flip side. I will call you he, him only if you have a beard like Ed's and you're very convincing and you look like a male.
Well, if you look like a dude,
that's what I'm saying.
You could probably make the mistake. Oh, I think that's a dude.
It's actually not. That's the thing, though, is like a lot of times when you want to identify as a he, him, like you're not really putting in the effort. Like if you want to do that, just go all the way.
Well, you can identify whatever the fuck you want to nowadays.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, get you a nice beard.
Whatever you want to be. Make something up.
Get you a good beard. Fucking get some stress on your face.
You can be a gendermancer, like Dragon Age the Velguard developer.
You know what you need to do? Go out in the real world, pay some bills, gain some stress, get some stress on your face.
Yeah. I identify as a gendermancer.
Yeah. Well, I identify as a salamander.
Okay. So anyway, this guy went on a tirade because people gave him 1-star reviews, and they added pronouns to the game. But it was like, oh, why is it a big deal? It's not a big deal they add pronouns in games. Well, what's the big deal of having them?
Yeah.
There's no fucking reason for having them in this universe.
And there was this guy right here was actually he was just trying to like give him some good critiques right here.
Yeah. And here's the next piece. And there's Liara. She, they. She's a she, they.
Oh.
I guess, whatever this. She's obviously a female alien, but I guess.
But what if I want her? Well, but what if I?
They also.
Well, here's the thing: is what if I want her to be a she, her?
Yeah. Now this used to say adrenaline in the game. They changed it to adrenaline.
What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean?
It's a different thing to get combat prowess, not adrenaline, but it's now adrenaline. It's a different substance. I don't know why they changed it. This is stupid. So, the board game, I see why people are giving it 1 stars. And honestly, it looks stupid. It's a game that didn't need a board game, honestly.
I'm surprised they gave Shepard a he, him.
I'm
surprised they gave Shepard a he, him.
Well, you can, when you make Shepard, you can make him into a girl. Like the main character. Shepard can be a girl or a guy.
Can Liara be a man?
But Shepard is known for being a guy in most of the playthroughs.
But what if I want
he, him? Of course, he's a fucking he, him.
But what if I want Liara to be a man?
Well, you can't.
Oh, well, that's not
they. No, that's not
inclusive. That's not inclusive.
It doesn't matter.
No, that's not how I wanted to identify it, though.
It's what they want you to identify it as.
Sorry, then that's not inclusive. That's not inclusive enough.
Too fucking bad.
Then you get a 1. I should write a 1-star review of like, I agree with everything you said, but I'm giving you a 1 star because you didn't let me identify.
Pronouns, gotta have them. Gotta have pronouns.
I'm gonna give it a 1 star.
Can't get through the world without knowing what people are.
I'm gonna tell them it's not inclusive enough. It needs more inclusivity.
All the make believe shit of clown world that we're in.
Oh, God, I swear. Right. I feel like I swear. I still believe that this world has traveled in the midst of the night. Have traveled through a wormhole that we just didn't see. Had to have.
Yeah.
Because like it just kind of flipped on. I mean, I know this has been slowly growing. You know what I mean? But it seems like in the last 2 years, it's just been like this boom, like this explosion. I really feel like we've gone to sleep and woke up in an alternate universe.
Oh, tell me about it, dude.
I wonder what we're doing in the other universe. But we're not having to deal with this.
No, probably not. Okay, Grant. All right, let's talk SpaceX real quick. I wanted to bring them up. Nothing to do with the gaming. But I did want to bring them up.
Uh-oh.
Let me share my screen.
What? You support Elon? What? Fascist bigot?
Here we go. Anyway, so how
about you make it smaller?
What's that?
Can you make it even smaller?
There we go. Let me scroll up.
Motherfucker, how about you just go like expand it to where it's like a full video?
Well, I will, but I want to go over some things real quick.
Okay.
All right. So if anyone's if all the crap, with the election and everything going on, dude, have you seen SpaceX and what they've been doing in outer space?
I haven't seen what they've been doing in outer space, no, but I've been watching.
You watch all the rocket lands. I mean, they pretty much got reusable rockets on lockdown right now. They've mastered it just about. So to me, the aspect or the idea of going to Mars, is really not that far off. Taking people to Mars. It's not that far off.
Would you go to Mars?
I'm not an astronaut. If they were like, hey,
but you are a Marine. You could be a space Marine.
I know. I wanted to be attached with the Space Force a while back because I wanted to be a space Marine. but it didn't work out well.
I don't know. They might give you a chance to re-enlist into the Space Force.
Yeah, but anyway, so like SpaceX, like not only the reusable rockets and all this other stuff, but have you seen like these satellites they've been launching? Like they have this thing, OneWeb launched 20 missions to orbit from California. Well, launched 20 mission to California. Look at this thing. Let me pull this up.
Sat C3 and C7 separation confirmed.
So with the final 2 on their way, we can confirm successful deployment.
Deployed.
We can now confirm
I haven't
successful
looked much into
deployment
this
of all
OneWeb
20
stuff,
spacecraft on today.
but it's insane. And not only that,
what is OneWeb? Explain it to me.
I don't know. I haven't looked much into it. I'm going to probably delve into it after this.
So with the final
you go find out it's
2 on their
Skynet.
What's that?
You go find out it's Skynet that controls the Oculus.
I mean, this is like more satellites they've launched. Falcon 9's first stage. And then you saw that one they caught the rocket.
Yeah, that was cool.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they did just a week ago, not even a week ago, less than a week ago, they were assisting the Space Force with a bunch of stuff. I mean, we're on like, you remember when our space program pretty much was fucking dead until SpaceX came about? Like NASA was pretty much was dead in the water. Like we weren't doing much in space.
Do you believe, and tell me if you believe this, do you believe in the cryogenics? Like they'll be able to freeze.
I don't think we have that yet. Do I believe it would ever work? I don't know how that works. I don't know if that can be real or not.
Well, no, they just basically lower your body temperature down to where it's like your body doesn't age. You know, like your cells can't operate you're still alive.
Yeah.
But because some people were talking about that, like they'll be able to like freeze people for. It's gonna be like Futurama. You go wake up in year 3000.
Like I mean, they consistently launch these Starlink satellites into orbit.
Both vehicles continue to follow nominal trajectories.
I don't know, man. It's just cool.
It is pretty good, man.
I mean, like how fast they're moving, SpaceX that is, how fast they're moving compared to everyone. Not only just NASA, but everyone in the world. Like they're just so far ahead of everyone.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing as with AI, man. AI started with ChatGPT. Now everybody uses it and everything.
Yeah, but you can say whatever you want about Elon.
Dude's a genius, man.
We would not have this stuff.
Yeah,
like his dream. It was like, oh well, he didn't create the rockets. You know, it doesn't matter. His drive and initiative concept, and his dream of wanting this stuff to happen is a reason to happen. Reusable rockets? No one was fucking at NASA even was thinking about that shit, dude.
No.
That's why it was so like expensive, because you couldn't reuse the rockets. But now you can.
They say he didn't build the rockets. Well, Henry Ford didn't build the car.
Well, I mean, yeah, no shit. It takes a guy to get smart people together,
correct,
and figure something like that out. All right. Anyway, pretty cool stuff, man.
That's good.
I am going to look into that OneWeb stuff. I'm not sure what exactly that is. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Elon do a cell phone.
He should.
Tesla cell phone.
He should.
I mean, he has
it would be, yeah.
He has worldwide coverage right now, just about around the globe with his Starlink.
If it ran off Starlink, yeah, that'd be elite.
I mean, insane. Okay, Grant, ready for that tier list, buddy?
Let's do it.
Final Fantasy tier list.
All right, here we go.
All right, let me pull this up real quick. Share my screen. We're just going to do, I guess, the main games or base games. Here we go.
All right.
Yeah, let me see if I can get a... No.
That's fine.
That's too small.
Okay, that's good.
That's good? Or you just want to go back to this? That's fine right here.
Okay, whatever.
Huh? All right, Grant. We're going to start with the first one. Final Fantasy 1, the OG. Came out on Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, this began it all, bud.
Yep.
So
I'm trying to read the tiers. What's above S+?
That's God.
Okay.
God mode. Okay. Then you got S+, S, A, B, C, D, F, and just nothing.
We know what we're gonna put there. So
Yeah, not played, have an opinion, not played, don't care. Okay, we're not worried about those. Okay, Grant, the first one, I'm going S tier. You know why? Because it is the OG. They created it. I'm not going to put it in S plus or God tier, but I am going to put it in S tier. What do you say on that?
I say the same. I would actually say S plus just because, like you did, it is the OG, but also,
so S plus. I will put it in S plus.
There's a way you could put it in the middle. Can you not put it in the middle?
Huh?
You put it in the middle. I saw somebody like you can put it like in the middle.
I'm not messing with that right now.
Okay. But it's also the first game.
Yeah, it doesn't even change the size of it anyway.
You know, okay. I mean, they started the job system too, as well.
Yeah, and then advanced job later on in the game. Yeah. You go from like a fighter to a warrior.
Yeah,
all that stuff. Thief to ninja. Yeah. So for me, as OG, I played the original on Nintendo.
I play it every year. I play Final Fantasy 1 once a year.
I haven't played the Pixel remaster all over again.
Yeah.
Which they have them on this tier maker, but we're not going to do the Pixel remasters.
Yeah.
All right, Grant, Final Fantasy 2.
Final Fantasy 2. It was. I didn't like the battle fight. I mean, I didn't like it. How you like gain experience and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't really like the experience.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
I think they tried something different when they shouldn't have. It's not a terrible game. The story's still good. I'm gonna say it's like a C.
C?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd go with C. I can go with C on that. Okay, Grant. Final Fantasy 3. Now these are all the ones. 2 and 3 didn't come out to America originally.
Yeah. So
we didn't really play them until they re-released later.
Final Fantasy 3, I'm going to give it a B tier. I liked it better than Final Fantasy 2, but it still wasn't, you
know. To me, I think it's about the same as
2.
2.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree with that.
Yeah, it's about the same as 2. Nothing to stand out about it. It was okay, so we'll put it next to 2. Final Fantasy 4.
All right,
2 in America. Yeah, Cecil Kane.
All right, so this game is S plus. It's not God tier. God tier is.
There's a few on there.
There's a few,
couple. Yeah,
but it's a very, very good game. This was,
I played Super Nintendo. Yeah,
I played it as Final Fantasy 2.
Yep.
And it was fantastic. S plus. The story is great. The story was amazing.
It was like the other ones had stories, but this wasn't the first one to have emotion.
Correct.
Like more emotion, deaths, a lot of stuff. You know, you had Rydia in the Summoner Village.
Her mom got killed.
Yeah. Everyone in the village pretty much died.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, yeah, I agree. This should be S plus. That's definite. Let me find it. Final Fantasy 4. Go S plus. Okay, Grant. Final Fantasy 5. This was the one that introduced a lot into the job system.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 5. Final Fantasy 5. I played it for the first time on the PlayStation. What was it? The Chronicles. Was it the one? It was. I think it had 5. There was 2 Chronicles. One of them had Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy 6, and the other one had Final Fantasy 4 or something. I can't remember what it was. You remember what it had? This one. It had Final Fantasy 5, and then it had another one, and then there was the Chrono Trigger one. And it had Final Fantasy, another one on there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Lirith? Yeah, Cecil Kane, you got to just acknowledge the absolute chads that are the greatest dragoons in Dark Knights. Yeah, Kane's design echoes forward in all other Final Fantasies as a dragoon.
And let's not lie.
And the same thing with the Dark Knight, too.
Like, he's the reason why
Final
you name
Fantasy
all your
14
guys
Dragoon was echoed through that, and a lot of others. Like the Dragoon look came from Kane.
Ed's favorite Final Fantasy character is Kane.
Yeah, 4 came with Chrono Trigger. Yep.
Okay. That's what it was. Okay, yeah, okay, good. I'm glad. Thank you. 'Cause I couldn't
Origins
remember.
1 and 2. Yep.
Okay. So that's where I played it first, and it was such an underrated game because I never played it before. I thought it was new. I didn't know back then. You didn't know about the ones that were released in Japan. You know what I mean? You didn't really have much internet back then. All this stuff. This game it's not an S+ game because the story is kind of
the story's not good as 4.
No,
You
exactly.
did have the job system, which was fun.
Which was cool.
It was a really cool concept once you played it. I'm going with like A or B tier.
Yeah, I think it's an A tier game. It's an A tier game, man.
Because of the job system was really good.
It was really good. The story wasn't the greatest, but it was interesting from that aspect.
Yeah, A tier, definitely. Okay. Grant.
You might as well go ahead and just put it on up to the God mode.
God mode, right? Final Fantasy 6
is a God mode game.
Final Fantasy 6, dude. It had, it had everything, right? It really put Final Fantasy on. Final Fantasy was on the map, but it really put it on the map.
This right here, this was the game changer right here, man.
In Final Fantasy 3 in the US, 6 and everywhere else.
This game, I didn't know. I remember, because the cover had Mog on it. Remember, he was like leaning up on the little sword or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This is one of my favorite games of all time.
The Kefka dude, introduced one of the best
villain.
Bad guys still to date in any Final Fantasy.
He's the only villain that can go head to head with Sephiroth.
Yes, but we talked about this in a prior podcast. Sephiroth at least had a redeeming kind of quality to him at the beginning. He was like an actual hero / good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Kefka was just a fucking psycho.
He was a psychopath. A psychopath.
Yeah, man. It's just a great story. How the world changes eventually. How you could lose a character like Shadow, if you didn't do it right. I didn't go back and get him. But yeah, Kefka, the story, everything about it is great. Cyan, that's my boy. But everyone had like a distinct thing about it. It was very that's what was so good about the game because every character, there wasn't a class system technically. Each hero had his own class, I guess you could say, but there wasn't a class system. But every hero was very distinct.
Mm-hmm. Lyrith said it's not God mode. Okay, we're going to put it as God mode. Okay, because I wanted to see where do you rank it? Do you think it's God mode? I like to hear what people like to rank it, man.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's definitely God mode, bud. So let's put that up there.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
All right, so Final Fantasy 6, where you at? Here we go. God mode.
Back to back God modes.
Oh, here we go. The OG, the original Final Fantasy 7. Now, talk about your remakes. We're not going to do those really right now. We might do them later just for, I don't know, extra time. But Final Fantasy 7, the original, came on PlayStation. Dude, I remember when I saw this game as a kid, I got the PlayStation just to play this game. Because I looked online, I always pulled out like the website. Back, I used to go to my mom's. My mom, when she was at Mississippi State University working, I used to go to computer lab, and I saw this like looking on the internet. And I used to go to their website and just look at like Cloud and his big sword and everything like that. The Buster sword and everything.
I remember you used to bring the magazines to school.
Yeah, dude.
We would look at
Final Fantasy 7. I just remember I had to play this game. Being a Final Fantasy fan when I was a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I had to play the game, and man, I was not upset. They brought everything in Final Fantasy 7. This game, people don't know when it came to CGI and games like PlayStation 1, they used to do like real live action animations and stuff like that a lot. You know what I mean? Like Resident Evil and stuff
the
like
movie
that.
and all that stuff.
There was like a game called Soviet Strike that had live action like movies and stuff like that. But when it came to CGI, Final Fantasy 7, everyone wanted to copy that.
Yeah.
When it came to the animations, the CGI animations in the game, everyone upped their game after that. This like revolutionized RPGs and also CGIs in game.
Yeah, this game took Final Fantasy to the next level.
Yeah, and you had Cloud, badass main character, right? Mercenary, awesome main character, and then you had his antithesis, Sephiroth, another badass bad guy. Yeah, I'm not going to put him above Kefka, but he's right there.
They right there. They neck and neck, man.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is this game. Okay, first of all, I remember getting a PlayStation, and I remember not having a memory card.
Yeah.
So I had to play it over and over and over again. But this game was also the first 3-disc RPG game.
Yep. I remember there was disc in the PlayStation.
Dude, I was just like, my God, like, what is all these other discs for?
All those big RPGs had multiple discs.
Yeah, man.
Xenogears and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And man, it's God, man, that right there. If you can bottle that gaming up, that experience, you can just sell that for money. The nostalgia, like I would drink that nostalgia all day, man.
So let's go ahead and put that. What are we going to do that, Grant?
Oh, that's God mode. What is there one above it?
There's one above it. All right, Final Fantasy VII. Let's find you. Here we go. I'll do the original PlayStation graphic. Okay, so let's see what we got right now. Let's maximize this. We got, let's see, 5 at A, 2 and 3 at C, the OG, Final Fantasy 1 and 4 at S+.
Yep.
In God mode or God tier, we have Final Fantasy 6, of course, and Final Fantasy 7. Back-to-back, Squaresoft, right? Like
they were on fire, man. And this is
when they were on fire. Yeah.
This is back when they were putting out a Final Fantasy every year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you saw the name Squaresoft, bro, like back then, like during this time, even a little bit before 6 and 7, when you saw Squaresoft on a game, you knew you had to get it.
Even if the game was cheesy, the story was going to be elite.
Yeah. Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore, all those. I mean, like all of whatever, Secret of Mana. We didn't get the Seiken Densetsu 3, but Final Fantasy Adventures on Game Boy, that was Seiken Densetsu 1. Mm-hmm. And then Secret of Mana was Seiken Densetsu 2 in Japan. Seiken Densetsu 3, which is Trials of Mana, we didn't get that at the time, but it did come out later.
They did make you could get the ROM, you know what I mean?
You could get the ROM,
or whatever.
But yeah, dude, like Squaresoft, this was like that they were hitting hard.
No, dude, they were knocking them out the park.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So next we're going to talk about Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VIII was a different game, and they tried to do something different. And I think Final Fantasy VIII gets a lot of hate because it was sandwiched in between two great games, which is 9, which we'll talk about next.
Well, first it just came after 7.
Yeah.
That was the main thing. It came after 7.
Yeah, and it's kind of like sports. Whenever you're like a legendary coach, you don't want to be the coach after the coach. You know what I mean? You don't want to be the guy to fill in after the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to be like 9 and be the guy after the guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know if Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy Tactics.
We'll rank Tactics. We're trying to just stay with the main line, like 1 through 16, right?
Yeah, we'll throw it up there. Final Fantasy Tactics, that's a great game too. Yeah.
So let's do Tactics real quick.
Okay.
What do you think?
That's an S+ game.
It's S+, right?
S+.
I love Tactics, dude. That story was legit.
Yeah,
like that's such a great story and such. I mean,
Tactics
I put some hours into this.
I mean, you could argue it being God mode. I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, if you said it was God mode, if you said I want to put it God mode, I wouldn't argue with you. It's an S+ game. It's definitely an S+ game. I actually beat that game later in life because that game was hard when I played it the first time. Like that game, you had to like, because I wasn't very good at tactics. Yeah, Ramza was a good character. He was
Delita, his bad guy turn.
Yeah,
great.
No, I agree. Final Fantasy Tactics is definitely an S+ game, and if you said it was God tier, I wouldn't argue with you.
It's either or.
Yeah,
we'll put it S+ for now. But it's great story, great tactic combat. Every game after that tried to copy it. I mean, it copied an Ogre Battle and a couple others before that, but it really mastered it. And then so many other more games tried to get in that tactics style. Let's see. All right.
So we're back to Final Fantasy VIII. So Final Fantasy VIII, I didn't see. I didn't like. I'm trying to say.
I didn't like. So Squall was okay.
I didn't like the draw system. I didn't like how you had to draw your magic. and stuff like that.
And Squall kind of had that.
Here's an emo,
like compared to like Cloud. It wasn't like going from Cloud to him. Like I said, just because it came after 7 is really why it's just why it's like really.
Well, the difference between Cloud was an asshole. He was just an asshole. You know, he just didn't want to be on nobody's team at the beginning. You know what I mean? He just wanted to
handle business.
Yeah, he just wanted to make money and be a mercenary. You know, Squall was just kind of like, nobody loves me. You know, like like the like a grunge singer from the 90s. You know, like it was just like a I don't know, man. I didn't like the draw system. The graphics were better. I mean, obviously, the graphics look good. I did like the gun. Yeah, the gunblade. You're right. The gunblade was cool. I didn't like Cypher. You know, because like it's kind of like they wanted him to be like a bad guy, but then he was instead of him being a bad guy, he was kind of like just like the bully. Like he's like the, you know what I mean? Like he was just kind of like a.
You can make a case, I guess, for S, but I'm going A. What do you think? I'm going.
Oh, no, we're not ranking all those. No, we're not ranking all those. We're just doing the main story ones.
No, just 1 through 16. That's it.
We pulled up.
We might add a few off ones, but mainly 1 through 16. We did a tactics. We added one that was off to his tactics, and we put that at S+.
I just didn't like the draw system. Now the summoning system was cool. I did like that. Ultimacia was cool. She was, she's like the first female, bad guy like that. She was badass. I like
going A.
No, it's an A game.
I pissed some people off, but I got to go A for this, man.
Yeah, it's an A game.
It was a good Final Fantasy. That's about it. It's just a good Final Fantasy.
Yeah, and I think it was just like we said, it became between two great Final Fantasy games.
Oh, you still need to play Tactics. You got to play Tactics, dude. It's such a great story to it.
It's a great game.
Yeah. Yep. Mungunzu. Yep. Play Tactics, dude. That's awesome.
Okay, so now Final Fantasy 9. Oh man. Fantasy 9
OG went back to that medieval style, right?
It was that game is such a beautiful game.
Yeah.
Vivi is my favorite character in any Final Fantasy. Vivi and Locke are my favorite characters in all the Final Fantasies. People like Cloud. People like Cloud, and that's cool. And nothing against him, but Vivi and Locke were always my favorite characters.
The characters in this game had personality.
Yeah, and like you felt sorry
way
for
more than 8 did. Like,
yes,
they had great personality.
Vivi, you felt bad for him because he was always getting bullied and beat up, and they treated him like trash because they thought he was a doll and stuff like that. But yeah, Vivi was he's probably my favorite character. Him and Locke are he's probably above Locke. I think he's my number one character. And he's the reason why I always play a black mage in all the games. This is a god tier game.
Yeah, I always play a fighter because of Cloud.
Yeah,
like in games.
Yeah,
like just a barbarian with a big two-handed weapon, stuff like that. Yep. 1 second.
All right.
Yeah, wife's going to Bible study.
Okay.
So all right, 9. I'm going God, dude.
Yeah,
I'm going God tier.
9 is a God mode game, man.
Just great memories. I mean, it's just a fantastic game. Great story. Great gameplay.
I like the card game better than the one in Final Fantasy 8 because you can actually understand the rule. Like, I didn't understand the rules in 8. Like, I didn't play.
I'm just glad they brought it back to medieval strictly times. Like it was because 6 wasn't really medieval. It was kind of, but you had like a kind of mix a little bit. 4 or 5 was really the last time. Yep. So they kind of brought it back to that medieval look, and the characters, it's great storytelling, good combat for a Final Fantasy game.
Just a fantastic game, man. Whenever you remember the scene with the castle, Alexander, the castle, like had that big cut scene, and it was a great, fantastic game, man. I love it. It's a God tier game.
We're going God tier.
Yeah.
All right. So, Grant.
All right,
the
so
next
this is
one,
dude. This is where we're probably going to shake some feathers here.
We're going to shake some feathers. Yeah.
I didn't like Final Fantasy X. I just didn't like it. I know a lot of people like it. I didn't like it. 10, 10-2. I didn't even play 10-2 because I
The
didn't like 10.
ending was just like
I didn't understand it.
it was just out there, dude. And like the world setting, it wasn't. I didn't like the world it was in.
It was just, man, like I didn't like
It
all
was a
the
sports game, the water
thing.
blitz ball or whatever it was. That was kind of fun a little bit, but yeah, I mean, I couldn't get into it, dude.
I didn't like, man, it's a B game for me. Like, here's the thing is, like, no Final Fantasy game is just absolute garbage. Like, they're just not.
It really
garbage.
isn't.
They're not. There's no
Sixes
garbage
and
Final
brooms of a
Fantasy.
society under. Yep, you're right. Yep, definitely. Yeah. See, that's the thing. You're right. I mean, a lot of people think 10 is like it is S tier for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, a lot of people love it. It just didn't catch me. And that's the thing is, I think coming off 9, because I mean, I played them every year a game came out. I think that's what it was. Now, I think if I go back and play it, and that's probably what I need to do. I need to be fair, and I probably need to go back and play them. You know what I mean? Because like I played Final Fantasy X immediately after playing Final Fantasy 9.
I'll give it an S+ just for Lulu, man.
Yeah, that is true.
You know what I mean,
that is true.
Yeah, Lulu. Yeah, they knew how to make a good character. Oh, Orin, right? The guy with the sake and the sword. Orin. What was his name? Yeah,
Orin or whatever. Yeah,
he's cool. He's a cool character.
Like I just didn't like. I don't know. I didn't like Waka. Like I didn't like him because he was like, I don't know if he was like trying to be like Jamaican or he was like brother. No, he was like trying to be from the island, like brother man. You know what I mean?
Titus
like
as the main character, maybe just because I got older at this time when I played it. Titus as the main character didn't appear to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. To me, it's a B game to me. Just to me. That's where I rank it.
I'm gonna rank X2 also the Charlie's Angels version of
I didn't play it.
The girls. It had good combat. The combat was actually really fun. But I'm going to put both these games, to me, they can go in A tier because of, I guess, the combat and because I mean, to me, they're equal to 8.
Yeah.
When it comes to story, gameplay, and everything like that, they're equal to 8.
Yeah.
It was a good Final Fantasy game. It didn't appeal, a lot of things didn't appeal to me, but it's still a good Final Fantasy game. The ending though is just kind of it was like whatever. So we'll do let's find Final Fantasy X. All these are mixed up. So I'm gonna go X2. Actually, yeah, I'll put both of them. We'll go. You want to go B? I'm thinking B or A.
I'm saying B, but I mean, I'm saying it's a B game for me.
Yeah, I mean, it could be either or, in my opinion. Some people just love this game though, like,
and that's fair, and that's nothing wrong with that.
But I'm gonna go B too.
I actually talked to some. I actually was communicating with a guy who didn't like Final Fantasy IV. So I mean, I don't know how. I don't know how, but everybody's got an opinion, man.
Final Fantasy X. There we go.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So we'll both go B.
Yeah. Now the next one is the only one that you can speak about because I didn't play it because that was the online game.
Final Fantasy 11 online, right?
I didn't play it.
I put some hours into that, dude.
I was in the middle of Ultima Online, like the peak Ultima Online.
It wasn't like, you still had this was like a little bit before World of Warcraft came out, right?
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 11?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just right before. Final Fantasy 11 was fun. It was very baseline. The story wasn't really that good, but it was for MMO at the time. It was really good.
Yeah.
And I just remember playing a Dragoon class and was very fond of it because you had a pet dragon. And every time you attacked with a skill, the dragon would breathe fire. And he just hover above you and stuff like that. It's a cool concept they added to the Dragoon in a Final Fantasy.
Because this game also came out. This is out when like EverQuest was probably hot. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Dude, they have a free Ultima Online now. Has more players. It's called Ultima Online Outlands. It's completely free. The guy recreated the whole game, like just recreated the whole entire game. And it's got more players playing that game than the actual Ultima Online game. But no, Ultima Online is probably a top 3 MMO game for me of all time.
Yeah,
people still play that game. A lot of people.
Okay, but we're talking about Final Fantasy.
Hey, don't you hate on Ultima?
Final Fantasy 11. It was legit. I'm going to put it in A tier because I did have fun playing it, but it wasn't like you know, it wasn't like groundbreaking or anything like that, but it was a cool game to play because it was the first Final Fantasy that was multiplayer. All right, so I'm gonna go A tier. See if I can find Final Fantasy 11. Here we go. Let's go A tier.
Okay.
Okay. Next one.
Final Fantasy 12. Okay, so Final Fantasy 12 to me is, I think, is a S tier game. It's an S plus game. It took me a little while to get used to so the combat was completely different.
Combat, what they were trying to do was implement 11's combat into a single player game, except maybe a little bit more advanced when it came to party setting. To feel like you had
more control.
You were playing with people.
Yeah.
A lot of with the AI and stuff like that. And what was it called? The Gambit system or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. But Final Fantasy 12, it had a good story. It had actually rewarding combat and fun combat where you could mix and match a lot of the Gambit system to create like pretty cool like pairings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When it came to like putting your points into whatever you had. But the story was really good. It reminded me of bringing it back to 4's kind of, I guess, setting because of the airships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But not too advanced. It was like between 4 and 6, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was a fun game. It had a good story too. It had good characters, appealing characters, and the combat was actually, once you got used to the combat was actually really fun.
Yeah. It just and you're right. I mean, if you said it was an A game, I could deal with that too. The combat is something that you have to get used to. Like if you come in from another Final Fantasy game into this combat, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I could see how it could be a turnoff because it is definitely different. I hated Penelo. I hated her character. I hated that character because she just whined. She was a whiny character. And I hate characters like that.
Here we go.
I don't know, man.
Here's 12. I'm going S.
Yeah, I think it's an S tier game.
Going S.
But I don't think it's not higher than that.
No, it's not higher than that. It could be A or S. Anywhere between that, I'd agree. Okay. Yeah, Gambit system was weird. Yes, I could get people saying it because it wasn't like original turn-based that we used to from Final Fantasies. It was trying to copy off 11 into a single player aspect, but still at the same time make you feel like you're playing with other people, like making your characters alive.
They tried.
Once you got used to it, it was fun.
Yeah. And I will say this. You have to. This is one of those games you have to get pat. It does the story at the beginning lags, like it's very draggy. You know what I mean? So I could see why people would quit playing it. But like if you can make it through like the first 3 or 4 hours, you'll really like the game.
Okay, so what we got right now, we've got up to 12. So, and we added Tactics in there. So we got 6, 7, and 9 God tier. We got 1, 4, and Tactics at S plus. We got 12 at S. We got 5, 8, and 11 at A. We got X and X2 at B, and then let me hide that real quick. And what is it? 2 and 3 at C tier. Okay. Let's continue on. Let me close this. Okay. Grant.
Oh boy, here we go.
No, you're about to make some people mad on this one too.
Final Fantasy 13.
13 and 13 versus. They had a lot of weird spin-offs with this one. Yeah. All right, but we're going to go with 13.
I did not like this game.
I did not really either, dude.
I did not like this game. And no. And I know if people online are saying it's because she's a girl. No, it's not. It's not at all. I promise you. Yeah, he says F. I don't know if I can just give a Final Fantasy game an F. Just because I can think of a lot more games that deserve it more. But it's probably a D for me. This is my least favorite. This is no secret. And I've said it before. This is my least favorite Final Fantasy.
What they were trying to bring with the combat system was like cool at first when
Yeah.
they brought the concept up. Like they were like, "Oh yeah, like real time and stuff like that." It didn't work.
You know what
Like
it
the
reminded me
combat
of?
just didn't work for me at all.
You know what it reminded me of? Not Star Ocean, the second story, not that. The one they made for PlayStation 2, the one that was the time. Remember?
Oh yeah. I forget it's a time of
Something.
something.
Yeah, the garbage is what, is what it was.
The end of time or
something. Yeah.
It was really bad, man.
Yeah, it was bad. Dude. And I hate. And here's the thing: is I was so disappointed by that.
Star Ocean.
I was so disappointed by that. This is my least favorite Final Fantasies. I'm sorry.
It is. It's mine too.
It's a D for me. I know. People are like, and the thing is, I know a lot of people who love it, and they want a remake, and that's fine. That's fair. And there's nothing wrong with that. But this is just my least favorite one.
You can make a case for this game being from a B to an F, depending on who you are. But it definitely is. Do not put it next to those. The ones on the A level, don't put it next to them.
Yeah,
honestly. But yeah, I could see someone B to an F, but no higher.
Yeah. Okay. Final Fantasy 14, the online game.
I think I need to speak to this because you came into bad. All right, so
okay. Hold on, let me just speak to my experience. Okay, we're going to speak to my experience. I came in. This is what I don't like about this game. I'm gonna just go off the top and say this. I don't like the fact that you have to go through the main story from the very beginning, even if it's already
unless you buy stuff.
Yeah, yes. Even if it's 7 expansions in, like it's going to take you months, and boy does it drag. And boy, because then the thing about it is like, and they also what they do is every shard is like double experience points, so you're actually leveled higher than the actual quest that you are. So
I'll be
level
50, and
I'll be like level 30,
level 15 quests, scenario quests.
Exactly. And I think they should have just let you I think they should have done it to where it's just like open.
They need to revamp it.
Yeah.
They got to revamp the progression when it comes to leveling.
That turned me off, because like I would be level 30 and then I'm doing a level 15 quest. And not only that, it's like, hey, you need to go on the other side of the world to get here. Well, I don't have a Chocobo yet. You know what I mean? Like I don't have one yet. So now I'm having to walk.
Okay, let's get to good stuff. Yeah. Correct. It does drag. It's a weak point. Okay. But now let's talk to someone that started from played the first one before the Realm Reborn, before they ramped it, before
I played that one too. I played that one too.
Came in and saved it.
Yeah, I remember that one. I think I got to level 10 and never played it again.
Okay. The original, it was garbage. Creative Business Unit 3 came in, revamped it. If you played it from the beginning, like properly, and went into the expansions every time instead of like creating from the scratch, the story for Final Fantasy 14 is actually phenomenal, dude.
Oh no, I believe it. It's just
before the new expansion, Dawn Trail. I haven't gotten into Dawn Trail, so I can't speak on that. Okay, I'm talking about all the way up to what is it? Shadow, whatever.
Heaven's Sword. Is that the last one?
No. Heaven's Sword was the second one after Realm Reborn. Whatever the Shadow one was. Shadowbringers, right? I think that's the latest one before the. Maybe there was another one after that. I can't remember. Anyway, before Dawn Trail, this because I haven't played that yet. The story is great, dude. Like it is a fantastic story. It's fun to play when you're getting in those dungeons and you start getting good at your class. It was just fun to play overall.
And Walker,
yes, correct. And Walker. Like Heaven's Ward, like the Knights of the Round, like the final boss there, it was so. I mean, the boss fights, dude, are so epic, and they bring you back from like past Final Fantasies, like fighting in Walker. It was like Golbez and the Fiends.
Mm-hmm.
Those fights, and they revamped the musics for like Rubicante and all those Fiends. They revamped it to be more up to date, but it was still the classic music. You could tell. Mm-hmm. Those fights were so epic, dude. And so the boss fights, I mean, I want to give this, I got to give 14 before Dawn Trail a S.
Okay.
From my experience when it comes to the story, the gameplay, and up to Endwalker and S. Now, Dawn Trail, I don't know. I haven't played it, but I heard some mixed opinions on Dawn Trail. But I'm gonna go with the dude, the Knights Around fight. I mean, that was just so epic. But I mean, that's not even the best one. I mean, there's so many of them. They bring fights back from tactics, and like they bring so many Final Fantasies into that world by, way of that's pretty smart into the story. That, I mean, the way they did it was fantastic. So Flames of Truth. Yep. I mean, like I got to give it an S tier, dude.
Hey, I'm with you. I just don't. I just wish one day I'll get
new
there.
Player having to slag along that
they got to get. They got to do something.
Stuff, they got to fix that.
They got to fix that, man.
But once you get into Heaven's Ward, it starts to like pick up a lot.
Yeah, because see, the problem is if you're a new player and you start at level 70, then you don't know how to play. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know
and you're missing
what to do.
It's like people have to experience the story, even though a lot of people don't want to drag along. But the story is actually really good.
They need to shorten it up. Like I don't care about all that other like that. They need to shorten the shit up. That's what they got to do.
All right, so Final Fantasy 14. Where you at? Final Fantasy 14. I don't even see it on here. Let's see. I think this is it.
That's good enough.
Is that it? I don't think that's it. Maybe. I don't see it on here. Maybe that is it. I mean, these freaking icons are so... Oh, here we go. Let's just do this one. This is 14.
Okay.
All right. So 14 S tier.
Okay.
Up to Endwalker. Okay.
Right.
My opinion. All right.
Oh boy. Here we go again.
A Realm Reborn specifically, correct. Yeah, that needs to... They got to do something with that.
Here we go again. Final Fantasy 15. Boy, do I hate this game. I hate this game.
You don't like pushing a car and Stand By Me with your...
My Lord.
With your bros pushing a car. So the combat was cool. Concept, action kind of mixed with a little bit turn-based, but it's mainly just action. Summons were cool. Like the graphics and some of the fighting was cool, but like the story, the ending, it just wasn't for me, dude.
Yeah, no, I didn't like
it. The
You're right. It's not the
annoying.
Worst. It's not the worst, but it is
not the worst. Yeah,
at least not for me.
Yeah, it's not the worst, but it's just not. It wasn't. I just could not get into the characters.
Dude,
I could not get into the characters. Like when that beginning when you push in the fucking car and the song plays, I'm just like, come on, man.
Yeah,
I don't need all that. All right, so 15. I'm going with at least a B or a C, dude.
Nah, fuck that. You can say it for you, but it's a D for me.
D? You think so?
It's a D game. It's a D game.
Let's go C. Let's go C.
Let's
go C. Let's see if I can find
do
this.
You remember the? I don't know if anybody remembers this. Do you remember the demo for this game? It was nothing like the actual game.
Do you remember the movie?
Yeah.
Kingsward or whatever, Kingsguard or whatever it was called, Kingsglaive, I think it's called. Dude, the movie was like awesome.
Yeah, the movie
animation
was tight.
movie.
Yeah,
the movie was tight.
good.
I was like, holy shit! I want to play the dude that was the main character in that.
Yeah, well, why don't you make this game? Like, why don't y'all make this game?
But the movie hyped the game up. I was like, oh man, this is going to be awesome. But it was just nothing like it. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like you remember the Crisis Core movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Crisis Core movie was great, and then the Crisis Core game was crap. Like, why would y'all do that?
Advent Children?
Yeah, Advent Children, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Advent Children was its own thing. Advent Children was good.
It was good.
It was really good. But yeah, like the Kingsglaive movie, I was like, oh man, this game's going to be awesome. And no.
Then I remember playing the demo, and the demo was like you're like running through like on a table, like collecting dots, like I was like, I hope this isn't the game. Like I didn't know what is this? You're like small, like like everything's giant. And you're like a small, like what is this?
Okay, Grant. This is actually a debatable subject here. The next one, because this game got a lot of hate. It didn't sell too well. And, it was more of an action combat. It wasn't that Final Fantasy. A lot of the RPG mechanics wasn't there. But let me tell you, dude, I love this game. Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, yeah.
I love Clive.
Oh, yeah, Clive's badass.
That was, finally, they brought a badass character. Because he was kind of like, because his brother died. Well, supposedly died at the beginning. You know what I mean? So
it was very Game of Thrones.
And it was very Games of Thrones, but then Clive starts getting into, then he becomes just a straight up killer.
Yeah.
Dude, like towards the end, like straight badass. So a lot of people, this game got a lot of hate, but a lot of people really loved it. I really loved it.
It was a good game.
I really loved it. I loved the story. The combat the action combat, it was fun. It was fun to play. The combo system with the different summons was fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people, if you thought it was too easy, you need to play it on Final Fantasy mode.
Yeah.
Play it on Final Fantasy mode after you beat the game the first time. Oh, you get ready, dude. It gets hard.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people equip those trinkets to help you with the combo system. Like, this game's easy. I only need to press one button. Well, of course you do, because you got the damn trinkets equipped.
Yeah.
But this game was, I just liked it, dude. I'm going, to me, this is S tier game. To me, I love Clive. I think it was a great game.
I think it's an A game. I wish you could play as other characters besides just, you know what I mean? Because since Clive is the only one you can play as.
Yeah.
I think that'd mean like if you had like you could actually cycle through, and have different characters if you had them, But the thing about it is he was a badass, but man, it was the mechanics of it. But the story's phenomenal. Story's phenomenal.
Yeah, the boss fights were great.
Yeah.
Those boss fights were insane.
Yeah.
Like the summon boss fights. Opening music was awesome.
Yeah.
You mean that music, dude? That music hit. Like music score, action, cinematics. The combo system was okay. But Clive is a badass. The story was phenomenal. Games of Thronesy, kind of.
Yeah.
But I got to go S, dude. It's not S plus. It's not even near that. It's not God, of course, but it was. They're going in the right direction after 15 when it comes to what we want. Like when it comes to characters, like the characters were great.
Yeah.
Now they need to fix the RPG mechanics.
Yeah.
And bring that more Final Fantasy-esque mechanics back into it.
Yeah.
But go with what you did character-wise from 16.
Yep.
For the next major Final Fantasy.
Yep.
All right. Do we want to do any special ones?
I don't know what's down there. I didn't play the ones on Game Boy. I didn't.
Do we want to do Rebirth or any of those? Like the remakes?
They're good. Here's the thing: they're good games.
Where is Final Fantasy 16?
I'm one of the people who don't think that any of these games need to be remade. They just need to be remastered. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear this.
Because then it gets to the point to where you have to wait like you're doing now, to wait 7 years for the game to come out. You know what I mean? When you could just play a Final Fantasy VII remaster and have the game. You know what I mean? The whole game. Because the thing about it is because here's the thing is Final Fantasy VII for me, like the first one, the remake, I hated being in the city in the original game. That was like my least favorite part. I liked it when you left Midgard. You know what I mean? Because that's when the story picked up for me. You know what I mean? Because that's when it got really good. I just think they just need remasters, man. I don't think they need remakes. I don't know. I know I'm probably in the minority. I just think I don't know, because I guess the reason why I say that is because I know how long they're going to take to make the game. They're going to take their ass, sweet time, and
Yeah.
they'll end up putting shit that we don't need, like the scene where Cloud was fucking dancing around, like what did they do to my baby boy? You know what I mean? Like that's how I felt. Like
Yeah.
what are you doing here?
The thing they did good with the remakes is and Rebirth is they
got more-
expanded the
yeah,
world.
correct.
You know what I mean? Of the world you love when you were a
Mhm.
kid playing Final Fantasy VII. They expanded that world and you got to see it.
And they
up close
expanded
and
more of the
personal.
story stuff. You got to learn more about the
Yeah.
Turks and all
But
that
it's,
stuff.
even
you know
though
what
it's
I mean?
like a different thing now, right?
Yeah.
It's a time and stuff like that. You know, it's different.
Yeah.
But you get to see, and you know, like Tifa, Aerith, they bring those personalities out.
They gave
Besides
Aerith,
the dancing scene with Cloud, Cloud was still Cloud, right?
yeah.
Besides
the thing-
that scene.
And the thing about it is like they gave Aerith more of a personality. I will say that because she was not like this in the original. She wasn't really bubbly
You
and
got those
giddy.
what are you talking about, man? You got those people that love Clarith,
No,
Cloud
no.
and Aerith, dude.
No,
Cloud
but
and Tifa, bro.
yeah,
that's how
yeah.
it should be. Honestly,
but the thing about it is like, you know, they gave her personality, which is good, you know, which was fine. They gave Tifa. They upgraded her mechanics very. But I mean, I was glad to see that. But Barrett was cool because he was the same. He was always the same.
Remake and Rebirth, I would give them in the S tiers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Easily.
I mean, they're great. They're great games.
Yeah, S tiers easily.
And
S plus, you could maybe too. You know,
and more than likely, Rebirth's going to get Game of the Year. It's going to get Game of the Year. I think the fix is already in. I think they should. I think Wukong should have more of a say so. I think that game is could give it a.
was good, man.
I think give it a run, but I think it just came out too late. I think it had to come out earlier.
Well, this is the controversy behind Wukong.
Yeah, that's true too.
From all those hit piece articles, it's not gonna. They're not gonna let it. Yeah. So, yep. I say go with the FF16-ish design. Yep. Fix the bad. Yeah. Fix those RPG mechanics. Make it more Final Fantasy.
Story driven first. You're right. That needs to be the focus.
Yeah, but I mean, like 16 had it. It was just it went away from a lot of Final Fantasy.
They tried to do
it back to being more RPG mechanic focused. Add those more mechanics in it, and then they could go through. So learn the lessons from 16. Keep that that storytelling. Keep those awesome characters. Now let's put some RPGs, that Final Fantasy,
Final Fantasy
mechanics in it. Yeah, Final Fantasy-esque mechanics in it. Yeah, separate games. I hated that shit too.
And for the love of God, can y'all please remaster? Do not remake Chrono Trigger. Give me a Chrono Trigger remaster. That's all I want. That's all I want.
That's our tier list, dude. I think it's pretty good. We're not going to go into Rebirth remake and those other spinoffs.
No,
we did Tactics, which was good.
Our next one, we're going to have to talk about this one. We'll sit down and talk about it before we actually do it. The next one we're going to do is Final Fantasy end bosses. We're going to rank them.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Be interesting.
I got my God mode tiers right now.
I already got mine too.
Yeah. All right, Grant. Let's wrap it up, dude.
Oh, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you. I know it's long. I do have one more. I have one more we need to rank.
What's that?
Mystic Quest.
Oh, it's a Mystic Quest, huh?
Pull it back up. You got it still on there? Can you pull it back up?
Yeah, one sec. Let me share screen.
Mystic Quest was a very good Final Fantasy game. Was it great? No. It was probably because it was easy. It was different. Now, this is a very easy Final Fantasy game. So I tell people all the time that if you ever want to get into a Final Fantasy game and you think that they're hard, start with this game. This game is very easy.
Yeah. Let's see. Mythic Quest. Where are you at?
The whole game is different. Like you see the enemies on screen. Like you don't go into battle mode. You know what I mean? All of a sudden,
I'm not jumbling through this crap.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. What is Atlas?
Where you want to put it?
I would put it as an A+. I mean, an A game. It is an A game. It's an A game.
Yeah, I enjoyed Mythic Quest. I played it when it first came out.
It had a pretty good story. I mean, the story wasn't great, but I mean, it was just like a normal RPG story. The mechanics were different.
Yeah.
It was just an
Yeah, that
easy game.
front battle look.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, kind of like
instead of
Dragon
side,
Quest.
it was front.
Yeah, Dragon Quest looking.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
It was an easy game, and I think that if anybody ever wants to start with a Final Fantasy game, that's where they should start because it's easy and you can kind of just learn the mechanics of what they are. I like it, man, and it's a very underrated game. A lot of people don't talk about that game.
Yeah, man. A lot of people don't.
So I rated it an A.
A lot of those Final Fantasy, because it's very similar to Final Fantasy Adventure ones on
Game Boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it was on Super Nintendo. Very, very similar.
All right, guys, we got to wrap this up. I don't even know if we have. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed everything, follow us on YouTube. Like and subscribe to everything. Follow us on Twitter.
Thanks for being active in chat.
Yes, man, we love talking. We love talking with y'all. If you ever have any questions for us, man, look, the thing about it is if you ever have any questions for us, hit us with a question, a video game question, man. We will answer them. We love interacting with everybody. Follow us on TikTok, which we're kind of still getting that. We're old guys, Yeah. Instagram's the same way. I think we only have one video, but follow us. And but Twitter and YouTube is where it is for us right now.
And then just the audio versions on our Apple Podcast, Spotify, all that stuff.
Okay. So, all right, guys, we appreciate y'all, and we'll see y'all Friday.